Alright guys, in today's video, I'm going to show you the 3 strategies that we use to create YouTube video ideas that book sales calls. These are what I call part of the buyer content system, and these work best if you're a B2B owner, online coach, consultant, really anyone who's selling an online based service or offer. And with this system, we were able to help guys like Angelo at $30,000 in monthly recurring revenue to their coaching offer. So let's get straight into it. So the first thing, and probably the most important thing in this whole presentation, is that you really need to understand that the idea of your video is by far the most important step of your entire content creation process. And real quick, if you guys want to download this presentation, check the first link in the description below and you can have it for yourself. The mistake that most B2B companies are currently making is that they're just creating random videos without really putting too much thought or effort into what the purpose of the video is. And as a result of just creating random videos based on current trends or virality, this leads to random results, which of course isn't something sustainable if you're trying to scale an offer through YouTube. You really need to have your content funnel and your content creation process dialed down so you can actually track quantifiable results instead of just random results. And this goes into chasing trends, which may get views, but these are just vanity metrics and they're not actually consistent in adding any new pipeline growth or actually adding new qualified leads to your funnel. So without the right idea, no amount of editing or ad spend will save your video, simply because your ideal prospect will never click on it in the first place because it isn't relevant to them. So here's the 4-step content creation process. First thing and the most important thing is we have your idea. So what unique or valuable mechanism does your content solve that would make a prospect want to watch your content? Number 2 is a script. And this is a delivery method of you presenting your mechanism to solve a pain point that your prospect is having. Number 3 is your thumbnail. This is of course the first impression of your video, and you add these 3 together and then you get the final content production outcome. Now you can have the craziest thumbnail or the best written script and even the best editing, the most high budget editing that you just paid like $2,000 for some editor to make, but without having a good idea in the first place, it's just going to be completely irrelevant because no one's going to even want to watch your video in the first place, especially people that you're actually actively trying to sell to. So always be sure to have your idea dialed down and have an actual idea that solves a current pain point or a problem for your prospects. So the first strategy in this 3-step strategy system is the problem/solution framework. So this is how it works. Number 1 is you uncover your ICP's core problems and you learn to start with your buyer's biggest frustrations, objections, and late night questions that keep them up at night and that are holding them back from getting to their desired outcome in business. Or anything else, just depends on what offer you're selling to solve that problem. Number 2 is re-engineering or analyzing your sales call's objections. So this is important to realize that every objection uncovered in a sales call becomes a potential video topic that you can go ahead and answer. And as a result, you're basically pre-selling your prospect before they even hop on a call in the first place. So to execute on this, just go through all of your sales calls, copy the transcript, plug it into an AI, and ask the AI to list out the 5 most common sales objections that keep coming up in your sales calls. Then you can go and make a video on those. And with that, you're now pre-answering objections before the call even starts in the first place. And the 3rd step in this first strategy is to deliver ICP-specific solutions. You need to focus, and I cannot stress this enough, on solutions to painful, expensive problems specific to your prospect's niche, not broad trends. And this of course requires you to have an actual good level of understanding on your prospect's market and how their service operates. So be sure to put in the time and the research on this because it absolutely pays out in the end. So to summarize these 3, your dream clients and buyers prioritize solutions to painful, expensive problems within their business over anything else when searching for your solution on YouTube. So always keep that in mind, as this should be the first step in creating video content that sells on YouTube. Now, here's an example of broad versus targeted solutions. So the first example of a broad solution, and the solution that likely books little calls if any at all, would be a video title or a video idea of 5 YouTube marketing tips, versus something which is a very targeted solution, very niche down, which is why SaaS CMOs are wasting $50,000 a month without a proper YouTube funnel. Now, why is the first one going to perform much worse than the second one? This is because it's such a broad video, which kind of just addresses everyone, that it doesn't really specifically address any common pain point that your prospects are having. Versus this second one here, which is targeting SaaS CMOs who are wasting $50,000 on ads without having a proper YouTube funnel. So the second one, you're calling out a specific ICP, which is SaaS CMOs, who are running paid ads, but they're not leveraging YouTube in order to help their paid ads perform better and close more clients. So yes, with the second one, you're targeting a much smaller demographic because there's much less SaaS CMOs that are wasting $50,000 a month. But at the same time, you're targeting much more qualified people that are willing to pay you more since you're solving a specific problem within their business. So moving on to strategy 2, which is creating a new problem that your ICP don't know exists. So by doing this, you're shifting your position with this strategy from just another marketer or freelancer online to someone who's an industry expert by uncovering pain points that your ideal customer profile doesn't even realize they had until they watch your video. And then you can come in and sell them on the solution to your newly created pain point. So here are the 4 steps within this strategy. Number 1 is you have to uncover hidden problems slowing down growth for your prospects. So learn to reveal pain points that your audience isn't aware of, showing that you understand their business deeply and actually understand it better than they do, by presenting these pain points that they didn't even know they had prior to watching your videos. Now, as a result of implementing the first problem, which is uncovering the hidden problems, slowing down their growth, you're building at the same time a lot of trust and urgency among your ICP. And the reason you're doing this is because by warning them about the risks of a new problem, you're creating urgency for solutions to any other problems that they may come across in the future. And as a result of urgency, when a new problem arises, they want to solve it right away. And your videos and your content is going to be the first place they're going to go looking to solve it. Now, the third step is becoming essential to solving that problem. And the way you do this is by reframing the problem, making them see you as essential for solving the issues that they hadn't considered in the first step. So an example that I put is, instead of making an idea or titling your video, how to use YouTube for B2B, you can reframe it as why your YouTube videos are repelling decision makers and how to fix it, which also serves as a middle of funnel content pillar. So you're now reframing yourself as someone who knows on how to fix poorly performing YouTube videos that are repelling decision makers, like founders of B2B businesses. Final step in strategy 2 is driving demand through your unique solution. So now, by defining this new problem, you're at the same time creating a strong demand for your unique solution, which you are then actively selling. And you basically keep repeating the strategy and you'll find that it does very well. So now the third strategy is packaging your ideas into a repeatable framework that people can go ahead and execute on. So you need to understand that your dream prospects aren't looking for vague concepts as a solution to their problems. So packaging your ideas into a repeatable framework elevates you from someone who's just seen as a random freelancer online to a real world problem solver in their market who understands it better than they do. So here's a 3-angle system for a repeatable framework. And this is exactly how to generate strategic video ideas that resonate with your prospect's core pain points. So the first step is creating a pain video which highlights a problem that your audience experiences. So now in your prospect's head, they're thinking, this guy truly understands my struggles and he knows it better than I do myself. And then we move on to a solution video, which is you presenting a clear path to resolve the identified pain point, which you're now showcasing your expertise. And lastly, we move on to the proof video, which also serves as a bottom of funnel video. So with this, you're demonstrating the effectiveness of your solution through real-world case studies or results. And these are things like client case studies or client interviews. You just hop on like a quick call with your client, and then they just say the result they got working with you, how long it took them, where they at before they started working with you, and where they're at now after working with you. And with the system, if you're able to come up with 5 core problems that your ICP is facing, and then you're able to come up with 3 solutions to each of these pain points, right away this gives you 15 or more video ideas that you can go ahead and make content on. So this strategy works super well with lead magnets and email newsletters, especially if you're leveraging other platforms like LinkedIn or Instagram or X. Now that was it for the end of this video, and as I mentioned before, if you want to download this presentation for yourself, the link to download is going to be in the description below. And if you actually want to learn on how to write high converting B2B YouTube scripts in order to pair along with your ideas, go ahead and click this video. And if you want to implement the system into your business to start generating you 10 to 30 qualified calls a month all through YouTube, book a call with me to see if we're a good fit to work together. I'll see you in the next one.